Hello everyone, I'm Paul and today we're solving problem 757, set intersection size at least 2. This is a reasonably hard one, so here we will go step by step. We are given a 2D integer array intervals where each interval has start and end points. So if we are given this is the visual representation of the intervals. Now we need to return the minimum possible size of a containing set. And here we have the definition of a containing set. It's an array where each interval has at least 2 integers in the set. For example, if we are given this example, we can take 1, 2, 4, 7, 8, 9, meaning this, and here we have 2 numbers per interval, and we have 6 numbers in total. We can also take these numbers 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, meaning this, and here we have 2 numbers per interval and 5 in total. And given that 5 is smaller than 6, and we need to return the minimum possible size of a containing set, we return 5. Okay, this has a length of 5, this has a length of 6. Now, let's say that we're standing at this interval. We need to take at least 2 integers. So we could take this and this, this and this, and this and this, or these 3. Now the thing is that we need to get the minimum possible size of a containing set. So what's the right choice here? We could take these 2 points, these 2 points, or these 2 points. So maybe you're thinking about sorting this somehow in ascending order and taking the last 2 points every time. And this is fine. By taking the last 2 elements, we are maximizing the chances to get the minimum possible size of a containing set. Why? Well, because later we can have a number that we have already seen. For example, here we have a 3, and 3 is here. We can use this 3 for this interval, and by doing this we are reducing the size of the containing set. So right now the containing set has number 2, 3, 7, 8, and 9. And this has a size of 5, so we return 5 here. Now if we are always taking the last 2 elements, we should sort this somehow in ascending order. Now, maybe you are thinking about sorting this by the first element every time. But here is the problem. Let's say that we're given this and we sort everything by the first element. First, we are iterating this interval and we take the last 2 numbers, and the result right now, the containing set has 6 and a 7. Next, we are at this interval, and here both bounds, meaning every number in this interval, is smaller than these 2 numbers. So here you can see how this can become messy quite quickly. Now, what if we sort this in ascending order by the second element? We would get something like this. We are iterating first this interval, we take the last 2 numbers, then we iterate this, and here we can use these 2 numbers for this interval, so the result stays at 2. Then we are here, and we add these 2 numbers, so finally we return 4. Let's say that we are given this. Now we know that we need to sort everything in ascending order by the second element. So first we are iterating this interval, we use these 2 numbers, now we are here. And every time we are checking if the left bound of the current interval is within this range. We'll call this point left and this point right. And here we're checking if this is greater than left and smaller or equal to right. And in this case it is, so we can use this for this interval, and we need to use one more number for this interval. Now the question is which one, and we are using the last one because we are trying to maximize our chances to get the minimum possible size of a containing set. So whenever it's possible we use the last numbers. Here we are reusing a previous number, so we use this number, and for the second number we use the last one. So right now the result is 3. This is left, this is right. We are iterating this interval, and if we look at the left bound here, it's in within left and right. So maybe you're thinking about adding 1 to the result, and this would be fine if this right bound was greater than right. Why? Well, because in this case we can use this number for this interval and this new number. So we would add 1 to the result and this would be 4. Now the problem is if these two numbers are equal. At this point the containing set has numbers 2, 3, and 7. This 7 is this 7, okay? So we are using this 7 for this interval up here. And given that we are iterating this from left to right, this is the last value of this interval. So we are out of numbers now, and we need to add another number because we need at least 2 integers from every interval. And given that we are out of numbers, we need to think about something else. So the trick here is that we are sorting every interval first by the first element in descending order and then by the second element in ascending order. So for this example we will get this. Now we can repeat the same process. First we iterate this. Here we take these two numbers. The containing set right now has 2 and 3. And now here is where we found the problem a few seconds ago. We are iterating first the shortest interval and then the largest interval. So first we are iterating this and we follow the same process. Given that left is not in within this range, we take the last 2 elements. So the result right now has 2, 3, 6, 7. And now we are iterating this. Here the left bound is not in within this range. So we can use these 2 numbers for this interval. And now we meet this condition of at least 2 integers. Okay, so now the result is 2 plus 2, meaning 4. So with this in mind, now let's go with the code. First, n is the length of intervals. And remember that we need to sort this by the second element in ascending order and by the first element in descending order. And there are different ways to do this. Here I will sort first by the first element and then by the second element. So intervals.sort reverse true. This picks the first element by default. Now by the second element, intervals.sort key is lambda x x1. Now left is initially the endpoint for the first interval minus 1, meaning intervals 0, 1, minus 1. And right is just the endpoint, intervals 0, 1. Now the result is initially 2, because we are picking 2 numbers from this first interval. And we can do this because the left and right bounds for every interval will never be equal. So now we can iterate the rest of the intervals for I in range from 1 to n. Every interval has start and end points. So now we can say if left is smaller than start and start is smaller or equal to right, this means, this is end. If start is in within the range of left and right, this means that we add 1 to the result because we are reusing a number from a previous interval. And now left is right, and for right we are picking the rightmost number. This is end. Now if start is greater than right, this means that we need to pick 2 numbers from the current interval, so result plus equal 2. And now left is end -1, and right is end. So finally we return result. This is the entire code. I think this is right. Now let's submit this. As you can see, this works and it's very efficient. Here the complexity is big O of n log n, which is given mostly by sorting intervals, and space complexity big O of n. I know this might be tricky, so if you didn't get the idea, I recommend you to watch this video again. That might help. And if you found this useful, please drop a like, subscribe, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.